Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the Canning Nana and to the Prepared Pantry Series as well. So today we're going to talk about gardening and being self-reliant by having a garden, harvesting your own food, storing your food, and what to store for your family, because for everybody it's going to be different. So I'm going to be talking as I walk around my garden and show you a bit about how I'm planning, and I'm only maybe a quarter of the way done. So I just want to show you real quick. These are my banana squash. I'm so happy because you can never find these in the store anymore. And if I find them, they are during pumpkin season, and they're really expensive. So, and even at the store, they're like $4 a pound, and you get like a little piece of one. And it's my absolute favorite squash. So I'm going to grow it this year. I used to grow it all the time, and was having a hard time finding seeds even. So now I'm stocked up on seeds, and I've got this cool plants. There are three of them right here. Going to be staking them, so they're going to be going up, and hopefully we'll get some banana squash. So I've been self-pollinating these because we don't have enough bees, although there is a bee out here right now. So I don't know what happened. I lost a couple of them, so we'll see. But anyway, let's talk about gardening and being prepared. So normally I have my little garden area. This year I have all of these little extra things, and several more coming. And I still have all of these to plant right here. I got some more strawberries, some more pickling cucumbers. I even have peanuts, you guys, and then lots of peppers. My strawberries are coming along really well, and I do a lot of strawberries. I think I'm up to about 60 strawberry plants, but I do a lot of canning. I'm making jam, so I don't buy any jam or jellies at the store except for grape jelly, because it's easiest to buy it rather than make it for me. Although I do love making it. I haven't made it in a while. And I do have a grape vine right here, but it's not matured yet. It looks like it is, but it's really not, and I don't have any grapes on it yet. So anyway, so all of these, I have all of these things right here, and like I said, this garden is going to be quadrupled for this year. So what do you grow to be self-sufficient? You grow what your family will eat and what you need to make your meals to be nutritious, appetizing, but definitely you want to choose things that your family enjoys eating, but also things that will fill them up, that are versatile, that you can make different meals out of, have different vegetables in your garden. So tomatoes, of course, and I have regular sized tomatoes and cherry tomatoes. So you can always use your cherry tomatoes in place of big tomatoes. You can even make spaghetti sauce out of cherry tomatoes if you need to. So they are versatile, and they're good snacks if you want to do snacks. I have bigger, regular sized tomatoes, as I said, and then I've got different cherry tomatoes. And yes, you can do, I make a sauce out of these little sun gold tomatoes as well. Oh, the ground's actually hot out here. So what I do in my garden is probably maybe not what you're going to make grow in your garden. You want to do things, like I said, if you're preserving your food. I'm going to go over here in the shade because this ground is really hot. We actually have sun today, no fog here at the beach. Crazy. So you're going to grow what you can store, so for your food storage, what you can preserve. So different ways of preserving. The easiest way is blanching and canning. Blanching and freezing. That's the easiest way, and one of the ways that I definitely want you guys to be prepared. Yes, the electricity can go out. Yes, you can lose your things in your freezer, but when you have the skills, that when you learn to can or dehydrate food, that won't deter you from freezing your food. So you always have a plan, a way to preserve your food. If you freeze your food and the power should go out, like it did in Texas during the storm, they had no electricity for a couple weeks, I think. Some people didn't have it for a couple weeks. So you need to be prepared if that happens. So I know how to can, I know how to dehydrate, and even if the power goes out, I still can. We have a 2-burner camping stove that I can in when we're camping, and I do so at home as well. So I have 2 pressure canners and 3 water bath canners. And I can do 2 canners in my kitchen on my stove that I can use if the electric goes out. It's a gas stove that it will still work, and I can 2 pots on there, and then I can also use 2 pots on my camping stove. So if my freezer should go out for any reason, and we also have a generator, really important to have a generator. But if for some reason our generator doesn't work and I need to preserve some of the food, to not lose it, I do have a way to do that. And you want to make sure that you keep your freezer closed as much as you can, and for as long as you can. If you can get ice anywhere, that's your best bet. We store some containers of water in our freezer, and also those instant freezer things that you put in the freezer bag. They're saline, they're not a gel, so if they leak, they won't ruin your food. So our freezer, if it goes out, it will stay cold for probably about 3 or 4 days, and long enough to allow me to can everything in there or dehydrate, whatever I need to do. So you definitely want to have multiple ways of preserving your food in an emergency. But one of the things, if like there are food shortages right now, the garden is so important to grow your own vegetables, because there are food shortages, and I think it's only going to get worse. I am no expert on anything, but you want to be prepared, and that's what this is all about. The Prepared Pantry Series is being prepared for anything. And food is so important, you guys. I mean, it goes way beyond food, but the first few videos, we're just going to talk about food, and getting you started, because you need to learn to can, learn to dehydrate, learn to freeze, but you need something to do all those things. You need food, and your best bet is growing the fruits and vegetables that your family eats that you can preserve. So that's something. And now is gardening season. I am blessed enough to be able to garden year round. So and I can and preserve everything that is in excess of what we use. So I always have this stuff on hand, and I make sure that I grow things that are versatile, that I can cook multiple ways, use in multiple ways, in different dishes. So like the tomatillos over here, in a pinch, you can use them as green tomatoes if you need to, but they make delicious salsa. So you have a green sauce that you can use in meals. You can do fried green tomatoes if you need to, for a little bit of a difference in your menu planning. And they're good to have, just like tomatoes. You could do so many things with tomatoes, and you can dehydrate tomatoes, you can freeze tomatoes, and you can tomatoes. It's good to have your vegetables preserved 3 different ways. And this way you have more uses for them, and the different ways you can use them in meal planning. So we have eggplant. Eggplant is another thing that's pretty versatile. Lots of green beans. Getting a phone call. There we go. Peas. Now, peas are something that we like to just snack on from the vine right here, but I do also can them if I have enough. So I don't have enough plants planted right now. But the beans, so the peas and the beans, you need to harvest as soon as they're ready. You need to keep harvesting them so that they keep producing. If you don't, they will stop producing. They will not produce anymore. So the more you harvest, the more you get. You can see here, this has to be harvested, and I'll probably do that after this video. I have more than enough green beans to do dinner, and these are all yellow, they're not green beans, they're yellow wax beans. I have yet to plant my green beans. But here you go. So, and that's a pretty good size. And these can really well, and in the jar, they look green. But they have a little bit different flavor, so I decided to do yellow wax beans, because you really can't find these in the store. And I have jars and jars and jars of green beans. So what you need to do is, like I said, decide what your family likes and decide how much you need. What do you go through? What are you going to do with what you have? And then write it down. Get the plants you need, grow that, and then learn to preserve while your plants are gardening or growing in your garden. You also want to do herbs. You need flavor in your food, so you want an herb garden. I grow oregano. I have parsley. I have basil. I have spinach. I have 2 different kinds of basil, actually. Here's my beets plants. I'm going to be canning some more beets later on today. You definitely want to grow seasoning, like oregano and maybe peppers, things to season your food with. So there's so much, but the first step is deciding what you yourself personally want to put on your menu, and is easy for you to cook, nutritious meals, and decide what you want to grow and if you can get those seeds or plants. So now here in the growing season, I will still do seeds, but I will also buy plants where I can, because it's just so much easier to start with the plants. And seeds are good for about 5 to 6 years. I've never had a seed fail that I've stored. I do let some things go to seed, such as my onions. So my trick, what I do, and you guys can look back on the onion video, but I'm going to be showing another one too. So this right here is just a green onion that you buy in the store. And if you go to Aldi, you get them in a pack. I think they're 29 cents right now. And you plant, I think they're a pack of 10. I plant all of them, and I put them in the garden, and I do this every year. Once you buy these, you really don't have to buy them again, because what you do is you pull the whole thing out of the ground, you cut everything off from the bottom, you leave about 1 inch, and then you regrow it, you root it, and you put it back in the ground. So once you buy your 10 or 20 green onions, you never have to buy them again. So here is a good example. This right here I can pull out of the ground. This is 2 years old, and it has been grown and regrown, and those stalks right there are great for soup. You guys, you can make an onion broth, have just an onion stalk. So that's what I mean about being versatile. Grow things that you can use. Celery, when you grow celery, you get the celery, but you not only get the celery, you also get the celery root, which is amazing in soup, and you can make a celery stalk. It makes an amazing broth, which then you can make into soups and stews, and then you can make a lot of it and can it. So you need to think that way. Think, how many ways can I use this plant when you're deciding what to put in your garden? That's the way to go. And we'll be going over the different uses for things, what you can do. These are all 8-ball zucchinis. I don't know if you guys can see these, but there's, again, you can make a zucchini stock if you want to. And tomato sauce, again, out of whatever tomatoes you have. So I want to know what you guys are putting in your garden, what your basic gardening plants are. You'll notice I don't have any carrots yet. I've got to plant some carrots. I have to plant some regular onions. I have a lot of beets, and I'm focusing on beets right now because it's one thing I don't have in stock. I just have my 5 jars that I did last week, and I'm planning, I think what I have right now, I went to farmer's market yesterday and I got, oh my gosh, probably about 15 pounds of beets. So, and that's good. That'll be my year's supply. That should give me another 15 jars at least, probably maybe a little bit more. And like I said, we use maybe a jar, maybe once a week, usually once every 2 weeks on our meals. So that'll definitely be my year's supply, but doesn't mean that I'm going to stop getting it. Well, it's in season, that's what I'm going to can. So the more I can get, the better the deal. And right now at my farmer's market, they are $1 for a bunch of beets, and I will show you the beets before I can it in a separate video. They're beautiful beets. Some are huge, some are smaller, but I'm going to get a lot out of it, so you guys will see that. Another thing you want to keep in stock is corn. I don't grow corn personally, so I need a lot of room. This whole thing right here would be corn for everything that I do with corn. If you grow corn, that is amazing. For some reason, we do get corn when we grow it. We just don't get enough, and it's easier for me to go to a farm right here, right now, while it's available, and use their corn and can it, and do what, everything that I use corn for, and just use their corn. So corn is super versatile. You can use the whole stalk of corn, the leaves, you can use the husks of the corn, the hair of the corn, I mean, everything. It is amazing. So learn all of the uses for corn, because corn, everything on it can be used and eaten, just like coconuts. If you are lucky enough to be in a climate where you grow coconuts, the whole entire coconut is usable. Nothing goes to waste, just like corn. And I make corn cob jelly out of corn as well. So I not only can the corn, but I make corn cob jelly, and then I save the husks to make tamales. So, people were making tamales for me before. Now we're going to be making our own. We just got all the things. We took a class on making tamales, so we kind of know how to do that. We're going to try it at home. We've only done it once in Mexico, so we're constantly learning new ways of doing things and using our food. Which is a must, because otherwise you'll get food fatigue, especially in an emergency situation. So you want to have different foods, like I said. This is sweet potato right here, and I've got 3 more growing bags, and I need to put potatoes in. I know I'm really late, but like I said, here in my climate, I can grow year round, and I'm really, truly blessed with that. So we also have an ice machine, that if the power goes out, I can put that in my freezer and my refrigerator for an emergency. I'll use all of that ice first. Just want to show you. So I do grow lettuce. It's probably the only thing that you can't dehydrate. I know people do. I wouldn't recommend it. It's awful. So you want fresh vegetables, as well as canned and preserved vegetables and everything, but you want to have different ways of making things, like I said. So fresh is always best, but if you preserve, you have it for longer. So I know, Noah. Okay, I'm gonna have to end this video because Noah wants me to go in. Just want to show you my lemon tree. These are Meyer lemons, and they're growing really well, and I am so happy. I think I'm going to go to Costco tomorrow and get another couple plants, because I was there the other day, and they had these plants back in. They're $24.99 in my area anyway, in California. And they had lemon, I think they had some raspberry, blueberries, and oranges. So we've got orange trees over there, two of them. And I will go over, that's another thing that's really cool to have is oranges, because the orange peels you can dehydrate and grind and make orange vitamin C powder. You could do so many things. You can grate it and dehydrate the grate and make vitamin C powder. So many different things. Oh, this flies out here. Okay, you guys. So again, please comment on the video. Let me know what you guys are doing for your first homework about your 72-hour kits, and what you're growing in your garden and how you plan to preserve it. Okay, and we're going to be having a live soon about all of this, so stay tuned. We're also going to be doing a giveaway very, very soon, and I do want to talk to you guys personally, because doing the videos is one thing, but I want to get feedback from you guys about bounce different ideas, because that's what we're here for, right? We're here to help each other become self-reliant, be self-sufficient. Let me know what you guys are doing, and how you like the videos so far. Thanks for watching, you guys. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed, and please leave a comment if you're new here. Introduce yourself. Want to see lots of comments on this video. So hope to hear from you all, and I will see you guys soon.